I'm back with another video for part 2 of single men taken advantage of. Well, I'm gonna make this one short. See, single men are a big business to everyone. See, there's an influx of dating sites, PUAs who take advantage of single men. They sell them this genius way of getting a female or even getting casual sex from females, and they charge them $3,000 and $2,000 and this and that. And I'm looking and I'm like, damn, these men exploiting other men for money. They're throwing men under the bus instead of just telling them, yo, this is how you get these women. We in this shit together. You pound these women and you get it too. I seen it. I didn't see it like in the beginning. But when I start looking at all these YouTube channels of men trying to tell other men to get women, but they pricing them, they're charging men all this money for Skype sessions and making them pay books. I'm like, wow. So a man has to work his ass off, and he's attractive, and he don't have the social skills because he was putting more time in his craft. He don't know the social cues to get women because he was in his craft. He was making sure his mind is sharp, his body is sharp, his spirit is sharp. So he forget it. But these men come out of this dimension of improvement that everybody keeps saying to do. These guys are sharp in their mind, their mind, body, and spirit, and financial, they're good. And then you look at them and say, I have the secret to you getting women. If you want this women, give me $5,000. So literally, you are doing exactly what the gold diggers are doing. Not only do single men get taken advantage of by women, they get taken advantage of by men who can get women. So it's a double, you're getting attacked on both sides. You have to take women on a date and pay to get to know them. And also, you have to pay a man to tell you how to talk to women on that date. So 10 times out of 10, you're working 10 times harder to just get one thing. You don't have no relief on either side. Women exploit single men worse than PUAs and dating coaches. You know, it's super exploitation, and people don't talk about how single men are exploited. They think that all men are strong and handsome and all this other crap, but they don't know that there's a lot of guys out here that got a disadvantage. Even if they have money, they still at a disadvantage because, like I said previously, you have the men who can get women, and they're selling all of these tips and tricks, and they're using these men for their money. And then the women are using these men for their money, and then these men have to work 10 times harder to maintain their status quo, to keep their wealth, but at the same time distribute it to the single men who can get women and giving it to women in order to get sex or attention. And they have to spend clothing, they have to spend food, they have to do all that for themselves, regular bills for themselves, but they also gotta pay another man. They have to pay the tax of another man in order to get these secrets, and then they have to pay a tax in order to get the attention of women and sex from women. So that's just a whole bunch of crap. If you think about it, that's a lot of things that's a lot of money that you have to spill out just for you to get what you want. That means that you don't have nobody on your side as a single man. Also, you have these women, porn stars exactly, and prostitutes exactly, cam models, cam girls, and all these other different sites Amazon lists that exploit single men who have money. You got women selling their used panties and used wash rags and use everything and videotapes to men for money on Snapchat. In a day and age where women are saying that they are getting exploited, but we never talk about the single men are exploited every single day by these women and by their own gender. Men get exploited by cam models, teasing them on what they can't get. They gotta pay to see another man pleasure a female because that's the closest they get. Then with prostitution, they have to pay a large amount of money in order to have 1 hour with a female who might not let him do anything he wants and might look at him and laugh at his performance and then use this experience to get more to pretty much get more followers by saying how she had a John who had the smallest penis that she ever had. There's a porn star on here by the name of Halia Hadid who pretty much blasted a guy for having the smallest penis that she ever had. In my mind, I said, wow, where is the anonymity between Trick and the prostitute? The prostitute supposed to never reveal the identity of the trick that she is doing, but the fact is she put this information on this guy. We don't know who he is, but she kept putting details on her Instagram. She said he was black, and she pretty much blasted this guy. And what, we're not gonna know who this guy is, but he know who he is. He probably follow her because she's a star. So how do you think this guy feel of being blasted by a woman who's selling her body? So imagine what the prostitutes are doing all over. So men tell other men to pay for sex, but you might be blasted by the female that you paying sex to. You're paying her for her anonymity, and you're paying her for not to be on your nerves. But at the same time, if she needs some more money or some clout or whatever you call it, she's gonna make you a joke so she can get more followers on an Instagram account or on a Snapchat account. These women are making you pay, single men pay to watch them have sex or watch them play with themselves. This, we don't explore that area of men who, single men are all getting exploited by everybody at all sides. The country tells you that you got to be married to get a tax deduction. They tell you that you have to have kids in order to get more. But these laws never say, hey, if you don't have kids at a certain age, we're going to give you money for that. Or if you're never in jail, we're going to reward you with an opportunity at a job. Single men are literally treated like garbage in this society by their own group of men and by women. We have to literally pay to watch other women get messed with by other men. There is a big business on sympathy. Women, the same women are cam models, vixens, porn stars, will gain the same sympathy and the same type of just exploitation of single men. They will go online, create a GoFundMe account when they get sick or when something go wrong in their life, and ask their fans, who are mostly male, for money. There's many porn stars that you can look up. Jack Napier, look him up. He got in a car accident and he asked him for GoFundMe. Prince Yahoo, whatever his name is, Prince. Just look up his name, porn star Prince Yashi. He damages his penis 2 times. He went around asking for men, the same men who watch him have sex, for their money, their hard-earned money. And some of these men probably never got anything. You got women making GoFundMe, porn stars who telling their sad story, getting money from the men that they probably wouldn't even want to have sex with if they meet them in real life. You got the arrogance of these women selling and making wish lists so men can fulfill their wishes, but these men don't get nothing but a "oh, thank you." Single men are taken advantage of by every single body in every single category in society. They're getting taken advantage of by the government. They get taken advantage of by single moms when they get a status or some money. They're getting taken advantage of by cam models. They getting taken advantage of by the players and the thugs who turn around and instead of them selling drugs, and they're selling drugs and then robbing people, they're robbing people in a legitimate way of saying, I have the secrets to getting a woman, but you got to pay me first. It's becoming so evident that when you're single, you're not looked at as anything but an ATM machine at all sides. So in turn, this makes single men run to the nearest woman that they can get so they can feel like they're not being taken advantage of. We never talk about how most single men they have to literally find any woman to be around and pair up with in order to relieve them of the pain of being told that you can't get a girl, or relieve the pain of being told you gotta pay for sex, relieve the pain of paying for women to play with themselves online, or told that they gotta go to only fan site and being told that they have a small penis by a prostitute and all this other crap. Some of these men that I'm not gonna protect these guys, these blue pill simps and these white knights, but I'm gonna tell you the real truth of why these guys turn to blue pill. They can't handle it. They can't handle being a single man. Being a single man in this society is like walking in 100-degree weather. You can be in the house, have an air conditioner or a fan, and be fine. But you have to go outside. And you have to go somewhere. Work, grocery store, you have to grab food. When you go outside, you expose yourself to heat. Some people can't take that heat, so they get in a car. Blue pill simps get in a car. Blue pill simps get something that will cool their body temperature down because they can't handle the heat. They can't stand out there and walk in intensive heat. So they work their ass off to get a car. Follow me right now. They literally can't take the heat, so they grab a car. Even if the car costs a lot of money. The car might cost a lot of money, and they might can't afford to get a car at that moment, but they can't stand the heat. These blue pill simps and these cucks and these worshippers of bootlickers, like one of the guys says on Ascendian Radio podcast, I forgot his name, he's a British dude. Bootlickers, these guys have to lick the boots of women in order to not feel that temperature rising, because they know in their hearts of hearts they're not strong enough to handle being a single man. Being a single man in America is the hardest thing in the world, because at all sides you're being told what to do, how to live, and you're judged based off the fact that you don't have a girl. You're being told that you have to have somebody or you have to pay for it. You have to pay men to tell you how to get women. You have to pay women to like you. And you have to pay women to see you have to pay women to see them naked. Or you have to pay women a certain amount of limited time to have your pleasure with them. You're taking advantage of it all sides. And my advice to you single men is that don't allow society to force you into something that you're not. Never allow women to take advantage of you like this. If you see cam sites, don't pay your money for that. You see women on GoFundMe who you see on their Instagram, they got all these likes and they're doing porn scenes and they got all this stuff. Let other dudes do that who's weaker than you. And for PUAs and for guys who can't get women, ask other men who can get women who are not going to charge you for that advice. Because it's guys out here who can give advice without you paying for it. Man, like, get smarter, man. Stop getting taken advantage of. And hold on, because there's men like, Andrew 26 101 show. There's guys like Obsidian Radio. There's guys like O'Shea Duke Jackson, Solo TV. If you're black, there's guys MGTOW 101. These are guys are there for you to tell you that nothing is wrong with you being single. Go to them, go to their channels, and find out different type of creative ways where you can cope with being your single man until you find your type of way of getting women.